By dear name of Allah, creator of all existence, my name is Seyed Mohammad Mearaji, and I am Imam Zaman, or time true prophet. And I make this video because my website, I could not access my own website, and it show only a blank white page. And because of that, I have made this video, and it is about Eid Qurban, or Eid Adha, or Eid Azha, or Bakra Eid. This is these names I have found in English translation page, and it is the most important Eid of Muslims. It is Abrahamic Eid, and already by this Eid you can see that how Abraham role is important in Islam, and Abraham's main task was fighting kings. I say very important things in this. I have write about 4 or 5 pages, and in these pages I have said all the important things. But first of all, I congratulate Eid Qurban to all Muslims. However, expect Taliban's victory in standing for Islam, and do not pressure against Taliban and why they want to be true Muslims and do exactly as Quran and Islam tell them to. Pressure was a lot, both from the world, and even many Muslims had Taliban under pressure, and they standed very good, and it is a victory for Islam, it is a victory for Taliban, and it is a victory for all Muslims. But expect that we can see all other Muslims become more and more, moderate, and they give their religion, they give their beliefs to to be accepted by rest of the world. The rest of the world that in real will never accept them, regardless of how they change themselves, or they would not accept them. So again, so expect Taliban. We have a lot to have sorrow for, not happy for. We start with the COP27, that it has become the Golden Cup, and instead of being the COP27, instead of being in a Islamic Egypt, in a part of Islam, it was in land of pharaohs, making Golden Cup. It was a pharaohic ceremony. It was lands of pharaohs, and it was cup of pharaohs. It was the worst fail. The next fail was Qatar and Amir of Qatar. You know, Amir of Qatar was in fact very good believer at the start. He did not even claim that he wanted to be royal and king and so on. And he is well satisfied by being just Amir and with his Al Jazeera TV, he, what you call it, brought the whole Islamic, especially Arabic world, brought them in a higher level. But suddenly we see that these football games and in these very, very, very expensive football games, we see that both teams that are playing, they are trying to enforce the other team to their kings. And these games has gave to be opportunity to Ben Salman and other, what you call it, people like him that stand up and say, yes, I am king of Saudi Arabia, or I am king of Sultan of this, or it is not what I expected from Amir of Qatar, you know, that he suddenly become like, you know, you may have heard this story of Troy. You know, there was once the army around a city. They had the city surrounded by it, but they could not enter the city. It took them many years, but they could not enter the city. And one day they make a big wooden horse and put it at the gate of the city, and they leave. And it looked like that they get tired of fighting and never get in the city. So the people of the city become happy and brought that wooden horse inside the city and make the feast and so on. And in the middle of the night that they were all drunk and what you call it, tired and asleep, a few men come out of that wooden horse and open the city's gates, and the enemy's army come and take the city. Amir of Qatar has become like that for us. At first, he was, what you call it, he has made us Al Jazeera TV, and it was very good. And it was against, you know, that royal mentality of Saudi Arabia and Emiratis and others. And it was, what you call it, he did not claim that he wanted to be royal and king and so on. He supported countries like Iran, Yemen, and so on, that they were not so much, what you call it, liked at Saudi, at the rest of, you know, Islamic society like Saudi Arabia, Emirat, and so on. So he was very good with them. He was very good with Taliban and Afghanistan. So he has become that wooden horse that we said, okay, he is one of us. So when he makes such football games, however, that he used so many money for that and so on, he is one of us. And suddenly we see that exact football game has changed the world in a way that, for example, China come and say, so Ben Salman is king of Saudi Arabia, why, you do not want to accept it. And then Iran, Turkey, say we have nothing against Ben Salman, or Iran say we have nothing against Ben Salman. So with this wooden horse, Amir of Kuwait, or wooden horse in this case, has after so many years of fight with kings, suddenly he has made made it so possible for them, and footballers become knights of kings, So it was about him, but he was the only wooden horse in our city. We have the whole Islamic revolution of Iran from some point of view is a wooden horse. People like Ayatollah, or Raisi, that right now is Iranian president. He he started to we make the good systems, and we renew all the systems, we computerize and so on, and we make a better Iran. But when he come on power, the first thing that he changed the Islamic, the voice and picture of Islamic Republic of Iran. He changed it to national TV, So it is no longer a Islamic TV, it is national TV. Then his foreign policy is like the government before. And what was the government before? It was supporting Pahlavi regime. And as I say, such wooden horses we have a lot. And what else? In recent times, once I have wrote that Ayatollah Khamenei, he was not perfect, but he was not so bad too. He had, in last 30 years, he has led, Iranian revolution. And in some point, Iran could stand against all the pressure of outside and inside. But recently we see that Iran has gave up his position against kings and Saudi Arabia and Oman and so on. So, I understand that when you are shepherd, when you have a herd, it is true that most of the time you lead your herd. But sometimes herd are the one that lead you. They fall in front and they run, and you have to run with them. You have to accept that they lead. To run with them and until they get tired, and you again take your take their lead and guide them. But the matter is that in recent years, it is a lot of times that it has happened that it is the head that lead Ayatollah Khamenei. One of these things is this case of Saudi Arabia. One of these things is case of, the aeroplane, the Ukrainian aeroplane that Iran has shot down. Another is in case of what you call it, I have write it. In case of Oman and Soleimani, that suddenly this herd has changed Soleimani's ceremony to Hippipura for what you call it, Amir of Oman, as Sultan of Oman. It is what you call it, it is a bit too much, I think I better say more directly that I don't think Iran has become in a situation that Ayatollah Khamenei can take over it and lead in a direct way. It has become like a pattern, that when there is a new position of Islamic revolution, Islamic position, when they want to fight it, they with Iranian media, they start to attack Ayatollah Khamenei. Then, they start to step back a little, so they start to run their what you call it, their policy, and make this new rank, and when they reach their goal, they introduce it as a new victory, and they send Ayatollah Khamenei again in front. And he starts saying it is a victory and we have reached this victory. However, that it is not a victory, it is a lose. So when they keep him in front in 1-2 weeks or more, then they want the next step in their evil plan. They want to implement their next step. So again, they attack Khamenei, they put him aside, they run their policy, and again, when they reach their goals, so again put Khamenei in front to defend them as a Islam leader, as a revolution leader. It has become a evil, what you call it, it has become a evil circle, and it has become so bad that I never think that Ayatollah Khamenei can ever take over them like Khomeini of that time. Because Khomeini of that time, he did not even accepted these young revolutionary socialist or communist and so on, or even Islamic socialist and so on. He did not, had any weakness against any of them. And all the enemies, and you saw about how he was with all different groups. And I don't think Ayatollah Khamenei can ever become like that. So I think by thanking Ayatollah Khamenei for his leadership and all those victories that he brought us, so I think it is time that he leave chair of leadership to another leader that can stand against all this, like Ayatollah Raisi and his government, or Zarif, foreign minister, and his policies and so on, or those whom want to put the kings in Arabic countries and so on, and look at support instead of for Allah. They look for support at kings and so on, and at East or West or China or Soviet and so on. In case of China and Russia, well, it was a victory that Ayatollah Khamenei made a good friendship with these two countries. But this good relation and so on should not get in price of that you lose Allah, religion, and your beliefs to keep this friendship. This, always when you get in group with other people, with other groups and so on, you should have some borders, what you have in common with that group, what you do not have in common with that group. So when President Xi, when he say that he want to be friend with he want bin Salman as king of Saudi Arabia. So Iran, Ayatollah Khamenei should say no, it is kings and sultans, it is not what that we accept. The another very wrong thing that has happened is with Sepah Pastaran or Revolution Guard. Iranians had a lot of progress in case of technology and so on. And some maybe like that in their way of policy, in their way of ruling and so on, they look like, they use the same technique, the same language that West and others involved talk with. But Islamic Republic and should have Islamic country, someone that believe in God and religion should have some limitation, For example, instead of when they shoot the Ukrainian plane, they say indirectly or directly, they say that we shot the plane because we knew that Russia will attack Ukraine. Therefore, we shoot the plane that they maybe in this way, indirectly, they understand they are under danger. Or at the same time, Oman was the one that, I don't know, themselves or they help American, Navy in their waters shot the Iranian airplane, passenger airplane. And it was the time that, it was at Soleimani time and so on, ceremony time. And they shot that airplane to say that we are getting friend with those that has shot our passenger, plane. This is, I do not say this is not a way of talk. It is a way of talk, but it is not a Muslim way of talk. It is Muslim should, or you want to say to Ukrainian people, to Ukrainian government, you are in danger of attack of Russia. You send someone and tell them. You do not shot 100 people down and kill them to say you are in danger. As a Muslim, as someone that believes in God, you should not do that. You are not to allow, you are a killer, And for example, to say that you are getting friend with someone that has shot your airplane, again, you should not kill 100 people to say so. You should stand up and say, this country, these Qabus, sisters, daughter, these that people that we are getting friend with, they are they are those that has shot our passenger airplane and killed so many. You do not do the same. You do not become the same. It is, and later we saw Revolution Guard has made the same way of talk to save themselves through Azerbaijan, or someone I think has taken to Azerbaijan embassy and shot some people, shot at the embassy and so on. And it become a very, it has made relation of Iran and Azerbaijani people and President Aliyev very bad. It is why? Because it is not our way of talk with each other. It is not Muslim way of talk with each other. If you should kill, you should shot the airplane, you should, or terror embassy or this or that, to talk with the West or with whatever power, and we say we make the same garbage, as you say. You should not do that. You are Muslim. That people that you want to talk with, you should fight with. To your death, you are responsible to your God to fight with them, not talk with them, not kill like them. I can kill like you. No, I don't care, I am like this and I don't care. So I kill. It is not the way that you talk.